Okay, so today I'm going to be comparing this lens against this lens. So this right here is the Canon 32mm f1.4 STM lens, and this is the Sigma 30mm f1.4 DCDN contemporary lens. These two lenses are pretty similar, you know, based on their focal length. Like this one, the 32mm, is just an equivalent of 51mm on, say, for example, the Canon M50, which is what I'm using to shoot this video, by the way. And this one, the 30mm, is an equivalent focal length of 48mm on the Canon M50. What does that tell us? It tells us that both lenses are pretty good at, you know, shooting portrait photography, you know, street photography. If you're going to be using it for B-roll content, you know, product photography, there's a lot you can do with both lenses. After using both lenses in different photography and videography scenarios, I've come to kind of see how both of them really are similar. The major differences, as you'll notice, because I'm going to compare both lenses against each other throughout this entire video. I'm even going to switch them out so you can kind of see what they look like used as, for example, a vlogging lens. Because right now I've got the 16mm Sigma f1.4 on my camera, which is also the Canon EOS M50. When I switch these lenses out, they're going to be more zoomed in, just so you know. But the good thing about it is they're more for specific reasons. I would get these lenses more for specific reasons. I wouldn't just have them as my, let's say, for example, vlogging lens, because that's the most, you know, important thing I do on my channel, is talk about creative content and how to, you know, help other creators out there the best way I know how to. When it comes to lenses, you don't want anything that's too bulky, but that's unavoidable, especially when you're talking about prime lenses. So these two lenses, they don't really weigh that much, but when you're working with a lightweight gimbal, say for example the Ronin SC, and you're trying to shoot vertical videos, if you're looking for a video on how to do that, make sure to check out the video at the top of the screen. But if you're trying to balance your camera vertically on, you know, a gimbal, it's kind of tough with, you know, heavy lenses. The Canon 32mm over here weighs about 8 ounces. That's all it weighs. So it's not like it's super heavy, but it's also not super light. You know, for example, in comparison to the 22mm, that thing is light, man. That's the pancake lens. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's super light. This one, the 30mm, is heavier than this one, the 32mm, but it's not light by a lot. So it's only heavy by maybe about 2 ounces more. So it's about 9.5 roughly. 9.5 ounces, 8 ounces. So they're not really that heavy when it comes to, you know, weight of lenses, because I've seen some pretty heavy lenses and these aren't heavy. Okay, so for the prices of both lenses, the Canon 32mm is going right now for $599.99 on Amazon. And to be honest with you, that's a little pricey, but it's 5% off. So it's basically $629.99. That's the price before the discount. After the 5% discount, then it's going for $599.99. And I think that's quite pricey for, you know, that lens. Because to me, to be honest with you, I'm not going to be using such a lens as often as, you know, for example, like I said, the 16mm, which can be used for a lot more. Or, you know, it's just better overall for, you know, vlogging content than the 32mm from Canon. But the next one is this lens, the 30mm from Sigma. This one costs about $399.99, and this is without a discount, but it's also got a discount right now for about 5% off, so it's going for about $369.99, and this is all on Amazon. You can purchase any of these lenses through the link in the description. I really appreciate it because I do make a small commission on each product. Thank you for it in advance. So I tested both lenses based on pictures and videos, so indoors and outdoors, and you'll notice when I switch out, you know, the lenses during the video that they're not the best for vlogging content, but overall they're good. For example, B-roll content. So indoors, when I tested them out, the images didn't seem too different to me in quality. It's more about preference in terms of both lenses. It's more about what you want, what you prefer between both lenses. It's not really one that's better per se. You know, some people are gonna say, oh, this looks better, this looks a little bit more sharper than the other one, but it's all about what you think, what you feel is the best. Because to me, to be honest, the 30mm is what I've used the most, and I think it's cheaper. And you know, if you get the full 3 lenses from Sigma, to be honest, you're gonna have everything you need. So I'm talking the 16mm, the 30mm, and the 56mm. Those 3 lenses are awesome as basically your set of lenses, or your set of main lenses for the Canon EOS M50. They're all prime lenses, meaning they cannot be zoomed or, you know, zoomed in or zoomed out. When it comes to the outdoor tests, to be honest, like I said, they both handled outdoor pictures and video taken pretty well. They did pretty good, even with an ND filter on. If you don't know much about ND filters, you should probably find out about them because you're probably gonna need them eventually if you do have a Canon EOS M50. But at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, which brand you prefer. Some people are Canon fanatics. They would prefer to, you know, spend all that money and get a Canon brand to go with the Canon camera, but I'm not really like that. So I'll just go, you know, with the Sigma. Like I said, it's all about preference. You know, for me, it's more about the price. The price is what helped me decide which one to go for. But beyond that, I love quality. Quality is very important to me. So I made sure that whatever lens I picked between the both of them, you know, was more affordable, but at the same time, granting me very good quality. Because I use it for a lot of, you know, product shots, B-rolls, you know, stuff like that. More close-up shots. You know, I want to capture emotion from the subject that I'm shooting, or if I'm shooting myself and I want to capture more emotions during my workouts and whatnot. Like I said, they're both great lenses, but it's all about preference. So I'm gonna switch out the 16mm right now and switch on the 32mm from Canon. So let's do that. I've switched out the 16mm and switched on the 32mm from Canon. As you can see right now, my head is like the only thing on the screen, so I didn't really move camera position, so it's basically where it was when I had the 16mm on. So I don't think this is gonna cut it for, you know, shooting vlogging videos or YouTube videos or any kind of videos for that matter that involves capturing, you know, a lot of the subject in it. But I think it'll be great for like B-rolls, you know, capturing emotion, close-up shots. You know, if you do sports, fitness like I do, for example, then it'll be great, like I said, for the B-roll sections, capturing close-up emotion shots, straight grit, and all that. It's all about what you're going to be using it for that will make you pick this prime lens. So if you're going to be using it for, like I said, B-rolls, then yes, this is a lens for you. I'm gonna switch out the 32mm with the 30mm from Sigma so you guys can see that there's not much difference between both lenses. Okay, so I've now switched out the 32mm from Canon for the 30mm from Sigma. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I can't really see a difference. If it's a difference, it's not enough. It's not a major difference. It's not enough for me to spend almost $200 more on the Canon 32mm. So the Sigma is about $400 and the Canon is about $630. So that's a significant difference in my opinion. That's almost twice the price. Besides that, there's nothing, you know, crazy about both lenses in terms of differences. I think they're pretty similar, you know, in terms of what they provide. In terms of the best cases or the best scenarios to use either of these lenses, I would say product B-rolls, you know, fitness close-up shots. It depends on what you're shooting, but it's not going to be great for if you're going to be doing straight up just YouTube content or vlogging content. These lenses are not the lenses for you, but they're going to be great for, you know, portrait photography. So if you're going to be taking a lot of photographs, you know, for Instagram, for example, then these lenses will be great. One of them at least. But if you're going to be buying any of them or purchasing any of them, make sure to go through the link in my description. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so that's basically it between these two lenses. I'm gonna switch back to the 16mm and round out this video because I don't really want to have my head, you know, like this while I round out the video. If you have any questions about these lenses that I haven't already answered in this video, make sure to let me know down in the comment section or just say hello. I would really appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. And if you're gonna purchase any one of these lenses, make sure to do it through the link down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I will be dropping a lot more content for the Canon M50. If that kind of stuff interests you, make sure to give the channel a subscription. And if you enjoy content like this one, make sure to check out the video on the screen right now. And I will catch you guys in my next video. It's Midas, and I am out.